Preserve your memory and favorite days. Come online to the newest craze, the digital scrapbook, the way you want it to look. With digital scrapbook kits, fun and full of wit, you log in today, you won't be able to quit. Come on over and you'll think it's the bomb. Nitwitcollection.com.
Hi everyone and welcome to our Besotted collection. Oh my goodness, the love we are sharing today is outstanding. This is the layout that Mary Fran created using the collection and using the FQB in it, and I thought I would start off with this time. As you can see from the beautiful florals, this kit is all about love. Now if that means Valentine's Day, if you're doing some Valentine's Day creating, perfect. If you're not doing Valentine's Day creating, that is perfect too, because there is only a little bit of that in terms of the word phrases and things like that. The intention is all about love. Maybe you had a wonderful Christmas and you wanted to scrapbook or make some cards to thank somebody or something like that. You have somebody's birthday, you have an anniversary, you wanted to scrap about your pet and all the love that you've shared with them, whatever it is, your grandparents, you name it. There is lots of love in this kit. The card goes in a little different direction, and we wanted to do this so that you could see a whole other area of how this can go. As you can see, the florals are the highlight of the kit. There's hearts in there, there's you and me, there's sayings, and that, like, for basically, like I said before, all sorts of love. So let's go in and take a look at this kit and see what it all offers. In the FQB, we start off with some tags here. These beautiful little arrows are perfect, and you'll see how we use them in in the close-ups when you look closer at them at our layout and card making ideas. These are terrific. If you're making mini albums, these are the perfect little tabs for stuff like that as well. Don't hesitate to use them in your cards, your layouts. They just are a super idea in order to point to things, highlight them, that kind of stuff. This banner cluster, it comprises everything that it really embodies of the kit. You see the flowers in there, you see the hearts, you see the kisses, everything in it, and Mary Fran has clustered this together so well for you. You can already see how that could be a main element that you just start right off with. The papers are every bit as gorgeous. They go from that beautiful kind of little bit of white space and a beautiful floral pattern right into some of the darker colors. So depending on the color palette you would like to choose, sorry I skipped by the pink there. Depending on the color palette you want to choose, you have a full range of everything in here. We obviously have some simpler patterns as always. This is a damask, which now you can see it a little better here in the dark color. It's to give you that rich feeling. As you can see, there's a little more of a slant and an air of elegance to this kit. And this is kind of what we were trying to achieve. Love is such a wonderful emotion, and we certainly don't want to downplay it in any way. We want to be sure that that person knows, or our memory of what we're scrapping, that we have that evoked feeling. The big florals, how can you not love these papers? These are just magnificent. The grays too, the gray tone of it. I was going to use this actually in my card making idea when I was making it, but ended up switching. You know how it goes when you create, right? You try a couple of things and this one you liked a little better, so you kind of move on to it. Simple hearts, again, great mixture of patterns and stuff in this kit, so that you have simple ones, you have more elaborate ones like this quilting background, so that way you can blend them together nicely. Another really unique idea here with the squares, the love, a little bit of all the colors of the kit mixed together with the soft pinks, the reds, and as well as that dark charcoal color. It just really stands out, and you're going to love creating that with this kit. I know I did, and so did Mary Fran when we were creating our preview layouts and cards. It was just so easy to create with. Things come together so quickly. Stationary back, look at that with that crossed pattern in the back. How beautiful is that? Can't you see that as you're already the face of your card, your mini album, your layout? Like, this is already fully built. Imagine adding a photo or another main element or a sentiment to the front of this. You'll see some stamp sentiments that we have that are included in both the little bits as well as the FQB. How fabulous to go right on top of that, print it, and you're off to the races. And again, color palette choices, you have them all. Some simple stripes, which are beautiful in their own right, as well as some tartans. Aren't those warm and just kind of, again, really embody the feeling of love? You really want to pass that along. And the watercolors. So if you are looking for something that is a little more sophisticated, not quite as strong, here you go. You really have all sorts of options. Our elements start out with a bingo card. Well, how unique is that? This is just a great idea that Mary Fran had in order for a different element, something that you can have so much fun playing with. And obviously you can see how she's placed one heart in it, but imagine, placing some other ones in there. Maybe this highlights an anniversary. Maybe this highlights a birthday. Maybe, whatever. You can do so many things with this. The borders, again, Mary Fran has taken all the work and taken that upon herself to do all the work so that all of us can just have these wonderfully done clusters in order to just easily insert into our layouts, cards, and mini albums. This is no problem at all. Same thing with this border here with You Fill My Heart. Some very cute bows in order to accompany things, as well as the buttons. They just are such simple little items that add such little charm to those small areas. Floral corners, multiple ideas for floral corners in terms of, you'll see, let's just go back here. You'll see that they are different. This one has the main rose as the white. This one, the main rose is in the pink. And you can certainly print those out or use them digitally and just turn them. If you liked one in particular, just reorient it so it fits the particular corner that you're looking to work in. The floral heart, look at the cluster, all in a nice heart shape. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? And as well, one with a backing of the heart right behind it, just as if it was a wreath form built like at the florists or something. A couple of colors as well in order to combine with the color palette you choose. A little simpler flowers, and you'll see how, I chose to use one of these in my card. It works out so nicely with some clustering, and then using this as a smaller accent element lower down. Again, just a couple of singles and some smaller clusters in order to give you full creative control. You choose how you would like to put that together or maybe add to it. Some frames, again, these are great for photos, but don't relegate them only to photos. These make excellent shadow boxes for when you're making cards. You can put your main element in behind that and then place this over the top. They do a terrific job of that. Or imagine decoupaging just this center frame part that have the color on it once you have something in behind it. Terrific idea and awesome shape and colors that Mary Fran has given us. A sweet film strip, maybe a little hard to see on your screen here, but this is just scalloped along the edge here. Very, very pretty. Hearts, again, we want to give you individual elements and items so that you can build upon things and do things the way you see fit. And hearts with some of the blank tags in them. We recognize that not everyone has English as their primary language, or maybe you wanted to say something different. Maybe you wanted to write a happy anniversary, maybe you wanted to write happy Valentine's Day. Whatever it was, you have that option on the blank tags. Oh So Loved, we give you some great options here that are already done for you. So these are easy plug and play. Simply plug it into your card, your mini album, your layout, whatever it is, and you're off to the races. So many reasons why I love you. Again, great journal labels and journal cards. Fabulous ideas in order to obviously put into your mini albums. Also great attachments for your layouts and your cards as well. Journal about that memory. Tell someone a really special sentiment or what you really feel in your heart. Include this in your card and you'll really see the result of that. Same thing with My Special Someone. A little more elaborate, a little more floral in here obviously. Just equally as beautiful, and then leaves you room in order to personalize it yourself. These are the journal labels. Now, interestingly enough, take a look at this one and then go back and look at my card that I made. I actually used this and placed it on my card, and then I have my border coming down here, and I have my floral cluster and heart in here. So there is another use that when you're thinking, how could I use this properly or whatever? There is so many uses for that. That was just one idea. The other being that it's clear or white on the bottom, and I'll show you the other ones here. You can journal easily on those yourself, put on a sentiment that we'll get to in a second here. There's so many ideas and so many ways you can use these. Blank journal strips for you in all sorts of different colors and textures. Together is a brilliant place to be. Another wonderful one already done for you. Same thing with the ribbons. You can have such creative control with the ribbons in order to place just that little spot of color. You don't want a full piece of paper in there or something. You just need a little hit of it. The ribbons are perfect for that. Gorgeous scalloped hearts, again, going in the theme of love and a little bit more elegance and romance. This is just a beautiful way of finding it and a beautiful way of displaying it. Here are the sentiments that I was talking about. For those of you that aren't used to this, or you're just joining us on our videos, these are transparent behind them. So you use them like you would a stamp. So you can place this onto a background paper, onto a tag, onto those journal strips like I had said before, and you place it on there first. Then you can either, if you're working digitally, there is nothing in behind this, and if you're working in a print format, if you place this on your paper or journal card or whatever you're doing first, and then print it, you actually already have this already embossed on there. And the nice thing is you can size it to whatever you want before you place it on there, and it actually gives you really professional results and looks super. You make my life better and by just being in it. Again, great sentiments, really well done. Here again, you fill my heart with happiness. Look at the font work that Mary Fran has done in order to give us this very illustrious sentiment cluster. You just can't, I really can't stop talking about it because it is so easy to use. And here was what I was mentioning earlier about Valentine. There are some Valentine stuff in here, so you more than welcome to use this for Valentine. This more than suitable, but it really is all about the love. So there are so many other uses for it, and you'll get lots of mileage out of this kit as you use it throughout the year. It's not just for this one day of Valentine's Day. So that's everything that's in the FQB. Let's take a look at the little bits, our additional elements pack here. As you'll see in here, there you go. These are all finished clustered items. Again, our little bits package elements pack is meant to be finished items that you can just easily and quickly create with. We know that time is at a premium for everyone. We want to make sure that you can still create and have the joy of it and have great results, but maybe not have to do as much work in order to get there. For those of you that do want the creative control, obviously, as you saw in the FQB, there are tons of elements and stuff that are separate, so that way you have the full option of placing things and doing things exactly and designing it exactly how you want. So you can see there is all kinds of sayings, and again, sentiments. Again, these are stamps that you can basically put right onto your items before you print them, or if you, like I said, if you're working with them digitally, it is all transparent behind, so you can place it over anything and still get exactly what you're looking for. So the difference between these two, why you see two, one of them does have a shadow already on it, and one of them doesn't. So then that way, if you're working with it, like I said, by placing it onto your paper before printing it or working with it digitally, this one, as you can see, does have a little bit of a darker, more standout look to it, and that's because Mary Fran has already applied the shadow for you. And so that comes to you like that, so that you get much more dramatic results without, again, having to do the work. In our Besotted 2 additional paper pack, here are the same patterns that you will see in the FQB, but they're all in completely different colors. You do not receive any of these patterns in these colors in anything else. This is not a duplicate. These are additional papers in order to go with it. And the reason being is, if you're creating multiple cards, multiple pages in a mini album or scrapbook album, you want things to flow and you want things to blend seamlessly, but you certainly don't want the exact same thing. So that's the intention behind that, is just to give you a lot more creative ideas and a lot more creative freedom when you choose those. Our solids papers, basically think of them like cardstock. They are perfectly color matched. So that is the intention. When you place it in behind things, exactly how you would use cardstock. And as you can see, this has a small heart embossment in it. So very simple, very easy, but they are perfectly color matched to the kit. So rather than hunting through your stack and stacks and stacks and more stacks of cardstock that we all have and trying to find the exact color to go with it, it's so much easier to just use those. Our alpha, again, every bit as pretty as the kit itself. With the romantic flowers, you'll see all just interspersed through each of the letters and numbers. It really evokes that beautiful feeling where it continues off from where the pattern papers and the elements leave off. You see we get a full alpha, you get some punctuation, you get a full set of numbers, so you can spell names, dates, titles, whatever you want. Your imagination is your only limitation. You spell and use these words however you want, but they're excellent punctuators. They are excellent. Maybe you just want to use a couple of initials because you're doing something for somebody and that's their initials. Just as a tribute to them or a little sign towards them, right? So that is our Besotted collection. And once again, let me just go into the displays now that you've had a chance to see it, and there's how it all comes together when you create with it. Wonderful scrapbook pages, and you can see how I was talking about using the arrows as well as the tags that are already done and have words on them. This is how the stamp goes on, for those of you that were wondering if it didn't make sense when I was talking about it. This is how it actually goes on, where Mary Fran layered this right on, placed it right onto the paper. So there is no white space behind it or anything. It is just works exactly like you would a physical stamp. You place that on there. And the same thing with the card. Here is that journal card that I was talking about. This is how it's placed on here. You can see how I just, it obviously goes underneath this red paper here, but you can see what a dramatic effect it creates there. I hope you love this collection. I hope you'll really go over to our store and really have a good look through it and pick this up for yourself, because you're going to love creating with it. As I said earlier, it is so easy to create with. Beauty just abounds in this kit, and all of the love. So again, don't get stuck on just Valentine's Day. It's a great Valentine's Day kit and to do something with. But remember, what else do you have love for? Like I said, is it someone who's passed and you want to make them a tribute album? Is it your daughter and son who are now often married and you wanted to do an album of them for all their photos throughout their school photos, as they were growing up, and show them how much you love them? There's so many ideas here with this that like I said, you can get so much mileage out of this kit. You can do so many things with it and continue to use it throughout the year. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you'll like this kit. We'll talk to you soon.